Well, happy 2021. I am Mrs. One, the Zodiac Relationship Coach and Motivational Speaker. This is my first video, and for the year, and I was saying to myself, like, what do we really need to talk about? Because I see on Facebook everybody got their motivational quotations and their motivational, inspirational, quotations for everybody. But are you implementing them on yourself? Question. But anyway, my subject for today is marriage. I have a problem with people getting married and really isn't married at all. See, the word marriage is one thing. The word saying that I'm married is one thing. But implementing being married is another. Let's start with who you married to and what are you married to? See, because marriage means combining as one. And you bear witness to this is something that you're going to do in front of friends, family, and God. So when you stand there and say, I do, what are you I doing to? Because I've seen so many marriages in my lifetime, and I said, when I get married, I'm not going to be like that. Well, when I got married, not once, but twice, I was the bigger person to walk away. I walked away because I saw that the person that I befriended, see, that's a key word right there, to be friends. You have to be friends with your husband or wife before you can even say, I do. Because you don't know if you do or you don't. You going off of how this person make you feel. You going off of, hey, I like being around this person. We got some things in common. We're compatible. Oh, well, the zodiac sign said that a Taurus and a Leo can make it, or a Pisces and an Aquarius can make it. That's not true. That's not true. And I'm a zodiac relationship coach. Because you ain't never seen a Leo, a lion, and a bull in the same habitat. And a Pisces, a fish who lives in water, who needs air in the water to survive, might work. But then you also got to look in the in-depths of the person and the personality and what you will and will not accept. But that's another conversation. Let's go back to marriage. I've met so many people that's not even friends with the person who they married to. And then once they get in, once you say I do, there's no more I. It's we. Unless you feel that when you eat, that person eats. I'm not saying feed the person, because the person is a human being. They can feed themselves. They're an adult, rather. Not just a human being. They're an adult. They can feed themselves unless they have some type of disability. And you signed on to feed them through sickness and through health. But the thing is that you still lust for the single life. When you can just truthfully stay single, still date, and if it don't work, move on. But you choose to appease somebody else. Because 9 times out of 10, if the marriage don't work, somebody was patronizing. And they thought that's what the person wanted. What was it what you wanted? Or is it what you want and not what the other person wants? Because we can be patronized and we can patronize. So I'm speaking to all my friends and family members that got married, and deep down inside, you wasn't ready. And now you'd involve somebody into your entanglement, and you wasn't ready. It don't always have to be the person. It could be you. So we always point the finger like, well, you didn't, and you don't, and you can't. What about you? See, I realized when I got married, those 2 times, the first time I realized that I was more mature than my husband. I seen things and saw things in different perspectives, and I was raised in a whole different background from what he was raised in. So therefore, me trying to attempt to engage what I was taught, and he's trying to engage what he was taught, or things that he's learned and things that I learned, I see that they wasn't coming together. So me being the bigger person, I said, hey, let's stay friends. Now, if I meet somebody that tell me, well, if I can't be with you, I don't want to be your friend, and I don't want to be with you at all, because we should be friends. We should be friends. Before we can take it anywhere else, we must be friends. You must be friends with the person you choose to marry, because friendship starts off and become marriage. That's what that does. When you choose to be friends with somebody, date somebody, get to know this person, then you can talk about being married, because marriage is not only a union, it's a sacrifice of leaving everything behind to move forward with this person. You are granted 24 hours a day. Everybody in the world is granted 24 hours a day. What you do with your time is your business. What you do with your time is how you're going to prosper in life. Your decisions, what you want to do, not about what somebody else want to do. Stop allowing other people to treat you as their stepping stone, and you stop treating people like they're your stepping stones, because you got to be able to do you and love somebody else. But before you can do that, you got to love God. If you're not connected with God, you can't connect with nobody. I don't care who you are. You can beg the difference, and somebody else can come and comment, and somebody else can say, well, how she know? I ain't the all-knowing, but I do know one thing. If you don't connect with God first, you ain't connecting with no one. Not even the children that you're born with. Not even the children that you conceive. Let's say that. If you don't connect with God, you don't connect with no one. Trust me when I tell you that. And I'm going to tell you where your downfalls is coming in, because you got faith in people instead of having faith in God. How are you having faith in somebody that can let you down? God don't let you down. He just don't give you what you want when you want it, but you get it, ask for it. You may not get it when you want it, but you will get it. And if you don't get it, it was meant that you wasn't supposed to have it. Everything is timing. Just because you woke up one day and you thought you was broken, you like, God, please, I just need some money in my pocket, and it don't come. It comes in all different forms. It could come with a job. It could come with somebody loaning it to you. It could come with you getting out there to go get it, and he made it accessible for you to get up to go get it. So you ask for it, you will receive it. But you better watch what you ask for. Same way with the friendship. Y'all go in here and y'all say, hey, I want my man to be this, and I want my woman to be this, and I want this, and I want you to love me this way. But when they start loving you that way, are you receiving it? Do you want it now? Because it may not have came when you wanted it. You probably wanted that guy to be loving you to the moon and back, and he wasn't. And he took you through. He had babies on you. He didn't cheated on you. He didn't went and been with somebody else and came back because you accepted him and all of that. And then when he willing to give you what you've been asking for, do you want it? Now you don't want it. So stop asking for things that you don't want or don't think that you want, because let's guess, best to believe you're going to get it. Just one day. Maybe not that day, but one day. So when y'all start getting married, talking about marriage, know that this is what you choose, and this is something you desire, not something that you want. And I'm so tired of seeing people get married and still go seek comfort from someone else. then why did you marry this person? If this person couldn't fulfill your comfortability, then why did you marry them? And if you're married and find out that they're not capable of fulfilling your comfortability, then move on. And don't take them through despair. Because best believe they're going to be despaired when you cheat. They're going to be despaired when you go out and find that comfortability somewhere else. They're going to be despaired. And if you are being treated that way, I'm quite sure you are in a moment, an era in your life right now where you wish you wasn't at. Stop looking for closure and look for openings. That's the thing. We always looking for closure. Well, I'm married for good or for bad or for sickness and through health. But who said you had to be depressed? I didn't read that. In that. I didn't read that. I didn't get that. It don't say that I had to be depressed in a marriage or uncomfortable in my marriage. Through the good and the bad, bad is okay when it can be corrected by good and willingly and openly ready to be corrected, because some people don't like to compromise. Some people don't. It's things that I don't want to compromise in. But it's things that I will do to make my mate comfortable. And I will let my mate know off the rip. Some things I tolerate, some things I don't. Some things I will accept, some things I won't. And you got the right to say it too. You got the right to say it too. But stop getting married just for show. It costs you more to show and tell than to do what you're supposed to do. Y'all put that uniform on so good. This my wife. This my husband. And then behind closed door, this a nigga you can't stand. Excuse my expression with the N-word. Or this a female you can't stand. When this quarantine hit, a whole lot of people realized that they didn't even want to be in the house that they created with the person who they created it with. You had to get to know the person that you married by somebody else's demand, by something else of a higher power than you. It's probably been a lot of divorces, probably a lot of discomfort, and then it was probably a lot of happiness that you really realized that this person was capable to do this for real because you didn't give them a chance. And they didn't give themselves a chance. Stop pointing the finger, people. If you're going to get married for the right reasons. And if you see that it's not working, don't hold on to something and lose all the time that was given to you by God. To look back to say, I was married for 50 years and this is what I have achieved. You know, I take my life and I look at it as that I'm not just existing, I'm living. I'm making a difference somewhere, somehow. A lot of y'all gonna stay hungry because I'm really not feeding you what you want. What you need, rather. Well, let me say this. I'm not feeding you what you want. I'm feeding you what you need. And you don't want to eat that. You don't want to digest that. I'm not the all-knowing, but I'm a vessel. I knew I was a vessel when I was a little girl. And majority of my friends that grew up with me that really know me will say, yeah, because she didn't help me get out of a lot of situations just by conversation. Not boasting on it, because that's what I do. And that's what I'm going to do until the day I take this last breath. Because one day I won't wake up either. But I bet you I won't wake up in a marriage that I'm not happy in. I will not wake up in a relationship that's not prosperous. I will not wake up in a marriage that I cannot look at my mate and me and him can entwine with one another. I would not be in a marriage where I'm going to get something to eat and the first thing don't click in my head is that let me call my husband and see if he wants something to eat. Let me see if he ate today. Not saying that I got to baby him or it's his responsibility to make sure that he gets something to eat. It's just that that's what's in me to say, hey, I'm married. So I would rather know that he ate something. And then if he don't want what I'm getting ready to eat, I'll tell him what's in the perimeter or where I'm at. Hey, I might be getting this, but if you don't want this, I got this and this and this in my eyesight. So which is it that you don't want anything, or do you want something? And then you know what? Being a wife, I may come home just because he didn't want nothing to eat outside the home. I may come home and just fixing something to eat that I got inside the house because we both went grocery shopping and we both know what each other like. You know what gets me was when you in these relationships and you want to play married and then you living with somebody and, oh, he going to have to buy his own food. He know what he like. Don't you know what he like? Oh, I ain't about to keep putting food in this house for her to eat. That's something. Because it's always an I. There's no I in marriage. It's a we in marriage. It's a us in marriage. What we gonna do? See, a lot of y'all like each other. Y'all love each other, but y'all don't like each other. You don't like the person you with. You love them, but you don't like them. And that's something too. That's something to think about. So, please stop getting married and don't really want to be married to who you married to. Because it don't make sense. It don't make sense to waste your time. That's you borrowing. You won't borrow time yourself. Because you don't know when you leaving here. By the second, by the minute, by the hour, we are borrowing time. And what you do with your time and your thoughts, because the thought travels 24 billion miles per second. So you could be at work talking about, man, I hate to go home to this dude. Think he don't pick that energy up? He know you don't want to be coming home to him. He picks the energy up. Vice versa. Man, I stay gone in the streets with my niggas, with my dudes. Let me stop using the word niggas. With my dudes more than I'm at home. When somebody get to ask you when you coming home, if it's not for a reason, they just asking because you don't never be there, it's a problem. And don't let the problem control you. You have to control the problem so then you can get a solution to the problem. So, marriage is very sacred. And a lot of people have lost their way when it comes to marriage. And every time you lay with that other person or spend time with that other person outside that vow, I hope you remember Miss One saying, you dead wrong. And ain't nothing right gonna come out of it. Just remember me saying that. And peace. I hope everybody have a blessed day. And I will be talking to you soon.